Isaac Buchanan. Greatness. Yeah. If Isaac want it, then he will have it. You are destined, you are magic. It was written once you spoke.
I make this contribution in the spirit of opposition that this House should aspire to. Not opposition for its own sake, but opposition that holds government to account, offers a credible alternative, and stands ready to partner where the national interest demands. The government speaks of transformation, but transformation is not measured in press conferences. It is measured in the life of a child. And by that measure, too many of our children are being left behind in plain sight. I am overwhelmed because me did think them not like me, but them love me. So they can't trick me no more after today because they show up for me. And that is the type of spirit that East Portland has. Does the young man in Manchester, the young woman in Granville, have a real reachable route from where they are to a job, a skill, or a business of their own? It requires us to stop treating youth crime purely as a policing problem when it is at its root an opportunity problem.
Wasn't given no wits in it. The kind of energy you got is scared.
I'm not sure if the Minister of Justice appeared before the King's Council before, and I did some research, but not so. The opposition's position, stated plainly by our leader, is that it should be 2 instead of 1. Well, that time has come for all decolonization, to free ourselves of the crown while keeping a British court as our court of last resort is to change the symbol and keep the substance. A nation should be asked to complete its independence in installments, deferring the most practical act of sovereignty, control of our own final justice, to a phase that may never come. Phase 2 is where good intentions go to wait.
Smoke, you breathe in greatness. I said tis licking greatness. It wasn't given no.
Decolonization that does not reach the poor is decoration. I'm going to repeat for emphasis. Decolonization that does not reach the poor is decoration. Let that sink in.
I just want to congratulate Isaac Buchanan on his excellent inaugural presentation in the sectoral debate today.
Everything you're gonna get.
This message is for Mr. Isaac Buchanan. You have my full support. I am so happy and grateful for you, and I do wish you all the very best.
This is Honorable Squid, and I'm here bigging up the one and only Isaac Buchanan. You don't know, I represent Portland, and I'm from St. Thomas, so we have to big up with neighbors.
Manly Augustus Buchanan, you hearing me? No go on so Chucky, no go on so, because you know that Chucky no lucky. Human rights must never be seen as an ostrich with his head in the sand. It is not a strategy, but rather screams danger. Chucky, you know you're lucky.
He touched on a number of critical issues, highlighting human rights and youth issues, and also constitutional reform and the position that the People's National Party has taken, which is a principled position, and he articulated it very convincingly today. So I have to give him particular kudos for that. So big up Isaac, keep up the good work. One love.
It's all in life, gotta Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
Greetings all and welcome to Context Matters. The date is actually the 25th of June 2026. And I just want to say this, I'm literally live right now and I see my phone is ringing and it's the same number calling 3 times. One would think if you're calling somebody and they're not answering that you would just assume, give them the benefit of the doubt that they're just unable to answer. But courtesies are reserved for people actually respect. So just putting that out there. I just want to have a conversation today about the current state of affairs in Jamaica. There are a lot of persons who are existing, and the reality is we exist in spaces sometimes where life is happening faster than we can process it, and sometimes we don't even know where we fit in. We don't know where we fall. We don't know how to replace when we are displaced. If you are joining me from Reggae Global Radio, Wagwan, the time is about 5:09 in the United States and North America, certain places. And if you're joining from Best FM 100, it means you're in Jamaica and the traffic is giving you a warm time right now, but not to worry. The only reason why you should not be listening to Context Matters is because Germany is playing. And I know it is very tense and impossible to concentrate, but let me tell you, while Germany I play, I work and a chicken me a jerk, right? So here we go right now. Big up yourself, and we have things that touch and concern your future and your life that we are talking about. If you are joining from TikTok, I will tell you, tap up the screen and take me to 100,000 hearts, because it's the end of the month. Gifting is probably a no-no while the rent is due next week. If you are on YouTube, walking in divine purpose, where are you? I want to say big up to everybody that's tuned in. And we're going to talk about current affairs. We're going to talk about my completion of my first, they call it the maiden speech. I call it the inaugural sectorial debate contribution. I am the opposition spokesperson for youth and human rights. I gave my contribution about youth and the Constitution, what Jamaica will look like as a republic. I hope that for those of you who were able to see it, that I did not disappoint. And for those who have not seen it yet, I ask you, for the benefit of what is happening right now in Jamaica, to just take a look at it and, increase in knowledge, start the conversation, open the conversation about what is really going on in our society, in our Jamaica, and whether or not we are happy and satisfied with what is happening. I really want to stop and pause for a second to say that, there was a conversation on the radio today. And I don't know how the conversation got about me, but it was expressing disdain and upset for the fact that someone like me could be in parliament, and the person is saying that Jamaica has gone to nothing to allow someone like me to speak in parliament. And, while these conversations are always happening, Context Matters was formed out of ad hominem. It's called attacking the person. When one cannot criticize the substance of the messenger, when they can't argue the law, when they can't argue the facts, they turn around and tell you that your nose big and your forehead big and your eye them favor patu and all the other derogatory things that they will do. They will also go as far as using derogatory statements to describe you, class you, place you in classes all to detract from the information that touches and concern the future of the country, in increasing thoughts and actions and processes, all of that. They will be disappointed because intellect is estranged from their existence. I do also understand that in a black country, black excellence, there's a lot of disdain for it. And because I recognize who I am the grandson of James Samuels Portius, but most importantly, the son of Big Youth. Um, you really can't style a stylist. But I'm going to leave it at that to say, let's talk about what's going on in the world right now. I want to start more so with this topic called TCN. So I was on All Angles last night with Dion Jackson Miller, Michael Jackson, and one of the most erudite lecturers at the UTEC. And we had a conversation about the TCN. And, public knowledge is important. I also got a message from someone who always gives me advice, who indicated that, maybe it is time that after that I should make effort to transpose my speech or translate it into patois, the Jamaican language, so that it's not lost on persons who get bored by, the Queen's English and all of the technicalities, and if they want to call it big word, that's added to it. Fitzroy 257, I see you. Now, I start with the aspect of the conversation that was had on All Angles. And it's not that I'm detracting from my speech. I'm starting there because it is important. I think it is what is on the minds of people, and what is it that we're supposed to think about. Because when issues are conflated, the narrative can be positioned, the narrative can be carried in many places. When I speak, I speak from the human rights perspective. I speak about youth, I speak about constitutionality, and I speak about human rights. How is the Constitution working for the citizens and the human capital of any country, any society, and what it looks like in the international space? Whether we're breaching human rights law, whether we're breaching, the United Nations treaties on human rights. Now, somebody say everybody here is listening, but I sat on in Jersey. Yeah, so one of the things is that when we are supporting, we are to support, but our lives don't necessarily have to stop. It is Germany's duty to get to the finals, because all the persons who cheer for Argentina and Brazil, they spend a lot of time calling me to tell me that they hope I'm watching my match for my idiot side. But don't worry about our side, man. Worry about yours. It's not only Chucky, Lucky, you too, soon know, man. And applications for all wagonists are always open when Germany is playing. If you are impressed, feel free to send me an application and we will process it accordingly. Hopefully you will be on the wagonist bus for this year. If not, you can try in another 4 years. Blessings to you all. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So the conversation pretty much stared at as to whether or not the government signing of a MOU on June 10th was one that benefits Jamaica, was one that the government could do. Let me just answer that question right now. The government can do anything they want to do, whether it's right or whether it's wrong. They received their mandate on September 3rd of 2025. It is the people who had the intellect, capacity, ability, strive. I don't even need to say knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but them always say if you don't have a ticket, you can't win the lotto, right? It is just beyond me when I hear people who have sense to about, man, I'll vote because I don't need to vote, you know. I don't think I need to participate because both of the parties are the same and nothing is happening. And then lo and behold, me turn MP and majority of the requests for help, consideration, thoughts and processes is coming for people who not on the voters list. The most selfish set of people on the face of the earth, because you would want to jump the line and you would want to get benefits from your political representative, knowing that you never vote against or vote for because you didn't care, because you said politics is of no moment. That type of um, that type of thought process is something to be studied. But to say that in the public discourse in terms of governance, respectfully, when persons are barking up the tree, one has to wonder if they are even in on the list of persons who are allowed to bark. And it's not a constitutional point. This is a voting point. And I'm talking about persons who participated, and the numbers don't lie. The percentages is telling as to the type of conversations to have. But getting back to the ad hominem and getting back to the meat of the matter, after answering that government can do anything that they want to do, it doesn't mean that they're doing the right thing, doesn't necessarily in hindsight, and only history can determine if they are doing the wrong thing. What I will say is, I will declare my hand so that persons won't have conversations about me or make a conversation about me in my absence on matters which I have no participation or control on, because I am not government. And the aspect of government, if I form part of it by virtue of being a part of His Majesty's Parliament, if you don't take it to Parliament, one should not be criticizing myself, but in defense of persons who fall into the category as myself. I will say, why is it that someone would have a problem when somebody has rehabilitated their life, has had the ambition, the tenacity of purpose, and the capacity to transform their lives, while you sit behind a keyboard, waste your credit where necessary, to criticize and say that the country should never allow somebody like me to defend the poor, to represent black people, to represent the maroons, to represent Afro Jamaicans, to represent Rastafari, to represent disenfranchised, to represent persons convicted, to represent persons rehabilitated, to represent persons who are educated, to represent persons who graduate with first class honors from one of the top law schools in the world, to represent the fact that I am educated, to represent black excellence, to represent Afro identity. That is a problem for persons. And I will respond to say that, as the next generation looks to the future of what they can become, if I am the standard that is as low as people say I am, then I am humble and grateful, because if every single child on the face of Jamaica, and not even business about the rest of the world, will say, if ISAT can become an attorney, and if ISAT can be a member of parliament, and if ISAT can give his inaugural speech in parliament, if ISAT can appear before the Privy Council, if ISAT can appear before the CCJ, then the possibilities are endless for me. My purpose and mission in life is to ensure, more than anything, that young people, especially those who are of the African race from Jamaica like myself, will find the ambition to let the other out of many ones not put them in boxes and place them as their footstools, but that they can elevate and be greater than I am. Today, I was in court, and when I was in the bench, and the people who sat before me were students who I taught in law school, and people who taught me in law school. And the judge was a black woman. And the people before me was black. And the people in the benches who were senior to me were black. And the court was run and operated by black excellence. I know I can say to the rest of the people who are in Abe. But if you know the sense of pride that I have, to know that there is ambition and progress in this country, and that sons and daughters of people who were working the market and who are farmers and who don't even have a work can look upon you and say, listen, my MP, my daughter go law school and I need some help for pay feed. She in a final year. And the next one, him they out of Sicily, my engineer, and the next one, she look like she a go finish her med. So our med school and turn doctor. And me don't know which one of them me I go live with, but you're kindly pleased to give that scholarship. That is generational elevation that one hopes for. And to understand, even after I gave my speech, there were students from Titchfield that says, I want to be a lawyer now. I want to be a politician. There's students from Fair Prospect that says, thanks for adopting my school, because I think that I can be a lawyer regardless. And I'm starting there because guess what? While all this time, while we were rebuilding after post Melissa, and people saying that they still get no zinc, and this is my show, so I don't need permission to speak patois. Me still get no zinc, and if hurricane come and me roof I go blow off, me want to know what I go happen for me. Yes, while those things are happening, there is no greater feeling to know that as we are picking up our pieces, people are becoming aware to know that they have no intention to be bamboozled and disenfranchised. That's the first thing I'm going to say. The next thing I'm going to say is, while we are recovering from Melissa, and while we're being told that we must wait on Nara, and Nara is ready, and Nara is this woman that solved the problems for everything. Your back hurt you? Don't worry, Nara is gonna fix it. Are you on a gully bank? Don't worry, we're gonna put a super highway through the gully, elevate it over, and then your houses will be on either side of the elevation. Nara can do it. In fact, did you forget to cut your toenails? Nara is the answer. May cause bankruptcy, displacement, adverse possession, elevation, your house building has been knocked down. That is Nara. Nara is working for you. But I was in that very parliament and I look at Nara and I say, well, government can do, like me say, anything they want to do. So the most me can do is make sure, so when the bill are passed, there are things in there to protect you, if at all. Call it out on the Hansard. So 2-3 years from now, I can say, me did tell you no, and me did say this, and me did say that. They can never take the house of record away from you. And so as a man who has gone through the gamut of governance, discrimination, constitutional protection, fighting for rights, the most I can tell you is you must consistently be aware of what is happening in your area and in your life. So I saw the Prime Minister. Let me tell you, I'm treading lightly because the Prime Minister of Jamaica is a German fan. And right now, while World Cup are going, me no want nobody cuss my Prime Minister, because you see, he might facilitate the German power in Germany. You understand? Germany are play right now, and he may be somewhere else in the world. And as a fellow German fan, and we take Wagonist applications and just appreciate Wagwan. But while he was saying that there are places where smart cities are to be built and the people them have to move, me don't want to say Panganati, but it more sound like parity. But these days, we hear names of places where we never learn in a geography. I did good in a geography because my geography teacher at Meadowbrook High School, they teach my granny, they teach my mother, and when me did in a school I misbehaved, she said, me did teach your granny and me did teach your mother, so you can't dance. So me did learn little geography. But while I was learning the geography, I never learned nothing about Estonia, Eswatini. Yeah, I same way we never know say Panganati did they in a St. Elizabeth and they said them gonna build a smart city. But while the Prime Minister say everybody from Panganati or Parati, the beach, the Minister of Tourism say, hey, we're gonna have South Beach. You ever been to South Beach in Florida? Well, just imagine, man, when you come to Jamaica, we're gonna make Vernon Field. That's in Clarendon. Vernon Field gonna build a new airport, and don't worry, the Prime Minister down there rounding up the people so we can get all of South Beach. And South Beach is gonna be there for you. Don't feel no way, man. At the time of the airing of this particular series of Context Matters, the Minister of Tourism did not indicate which team was his. So I don't know if I should press on and beat him right now or make it go on. Because he did give me one folding neck fan, and it work a summer, so I have to be careful. Anyway, the point I'm making is the information as it comes to us is so confusing that if even the intellects are trying to put it together, and this is not math, for if it were math, Damian Crawford would have crunched the numbers and we would all in Jamaica know exactly what is happening. So this is not math. This is something similar to the X-Files or Twilight Zone. Because while they're saying we have to move the people from Parati, the tourist minister said that place is going to be like South Beach, like you never see it, an endless, beautiful site and a structure, and only the tourists them can go up on it. Yeah? Well, so it is that there has been a series of conversation and miscommunication. And I always split fairness, and I'm going to say tread lightly. And we're not going to take up people and use ad hominem and beat them and treat them bad. So I'm not going to call names on this, and I'm not going to cast any aspersions on anybody. But to say that when it comes to the United States of America, Jamaica and the Caribbean falls a part of their backyard. The big stick policy, the big brother policy, if you know anything about the President Reagan, Bush 1, Bush 2, you will, even if you want to go back as far as Jimmy Carter, yeah, I just gonna let you know that this is nothing new. America said the Caribbean is in their backyard and they deal with it accordingly. Why am I saying that? The conversation now is about TCN. And no, TCN is not a part of the Jamaican National Building Society or the Victoria Mutual Building nothing, or it is not a pre-approved loan from Scotiabank, who has removed itself from the public space. It is not a cousin to the TRN, and it certainly is not an identification number that will facilitate or assist you, the Jamaican, in any way whatsoever. I just thought I would let you know that. What it is, though, it is about the third country nationals. But the significance of the third country nationals is that third country nationals seem to be now the new norm for third world countries. So while the government is telling the people and advertising from a PR perspective that we are moving and striving to be first world country status, right there and then, boy, may I tell you, Zamba, you're sending me gifts I never see before. I saw it go, I'm a bread of that. I'm a bread of that. You know that sound? I'm a bread of that. It's a hit, especially the part when it go. Anyway, and so while it is that we are striving for first world status. And every time I hear government across the Caribbean region says we strive to be like Singapore, I wonder if we know say Singapore is what the model for Singapore is actually where Jamaica was. Did anybody ever tell you that? Yeah, because you never had a geography teacher and a history teacher like the ones I had at the Meadowbrook High School. Let your light so shine. That is why. And I see this fake thing going around with top schools and KC so far up that Damien had to declare that this poll results has to be a lie because KC would never be so far up as top schools in Jamaica. But perhaps I shouldn't be talking about Mr. Damian Crawford, a purpleite, so publicly. So anyway, I never saw the Meadowbrook High School in the top 10, but then I've never seen it in the top 10 in any of the polls in recent times. And that maybe I should go over there and give it a visit. But right now I'm in Portland and I go where my duties lie. So anyway, getting back to say that the TCN is something happening, 28 countries all over the world. If you know anything about Ettore, I want to start there. Ettore is a Jamaican man that was in the United States, and he was deported to Ettore, to Eswatini. And I await somebody to Google and correct me on the right pronunciation. I struggled significantly last night on all angles because I don't know where on the map that country is. But can you imagine? You take up your good money, yeah? You find a banana boat. You go and you go zips, and you reach a Cuba and you go flops, and you go over Bahamas, and then you take your last little money and go vroom, and you go up on a speedboat and you say, yeah, Florida, and you reach, and then take you up and I say, where you going, man? And you say, you know, I'm from Florida, man. I'm in Florida, man. You know, como te llamo, especialmente. And you make them know, say, you know, I like a Spanish. And then I say, but you know, your skin look like you come from Florida. You say, yeah, you know, man, the robins drop out in the water and the sharks catch it. But me's from Florida, man. Because, you know, you don't get for twang yet because you don't really depend on the soil. But you went to foreign for a better life. And here you was all this time thinking you were going to be Bill Gates, and there, Radam, them just throw you over the bill fence and you end up in Estonia. So a part of the Middle Passage during slavery was to take you from Africa and bring you to one of the Caribbean islands that you never knew about. So can you imagine island hopping to 3 different Caribbean islands to get to America, only to end up back through the Middle Passage to Estonia, where you probably did originally come from. If you take it, I would have to talk to Mr. Ettore to find out if they really come from. Because the TCN has the ability to really take you back, send you back right up under where you did really come from. Yeah? And so if it wasn't for the most erudite Kamina Johnson Smith, the Minister of International People, Foreign People, she's in the upper house and I'm in the lower house. I've never seen her in recent times. And we sit on no committees. But she went in and she says, that is one of our own and we want him back. And we want him back now. And Estonia said, we don't have money for keep him anyway, and we did have to take him. Because US sent him. The same man said, so take him. It's not like we want him. We have to take him. And she said, give him to me. And she just went and she just took him up out of with the private jet, and she just brought him back. And everybody say, yeah, because one thing about we in Jamaica, we not ramp with that. We are make sure say anyway, our people there, if we dash them, we will go for them. Kind of like when there was the war in Ukraine, and she said, "We're gonna take you back, but you gotta pay for it. We don't send you to the Ukraine." I mean, what's wrong with you? What I can do is give you a loan from Scotiabank, and then you can always pay it back. I didn't send you over there. What is your problem? And then the Mark Jefferson Golden says, "You don't worry, kids. I'm gonna bring you home because you was over there getting a degree over there. I'm gonna pay for you to come home." And then that's what happened. And then after that, want to know the story, man. And the country is Eswatini. It used to be Swaziland, not Switzerland, in a Swaziland. So if you know if you speak Swahili, you probably come from Eswatini, but you was trying to go to Florida. Yeah. So here I was all this time thinking that when you enter the country illegally and you try to get some political asylum, because all immigrants, especially the illegal ones, they leave small countries for a better life in the big ones. And no, it's not limited. Before we start to have the conversation, and I'm getting somewhere because I want people to appreciate something. And I'm speaking in a language that I hope, as animated as I am, that people can find the true context of what I'm saying. Now, we have in Jamaica something called barrel kids. The barrel kids, if you go primary school and you certainly go high school, which is most of them is public, they are the kids who hype. Them don't know them mother, sometimes them don't know them father. Them live with them granny and them auntie, cause them mother and father they are America. And barrel come and them get Jordans and Diamond Turf and all of the and Patrick Ewing and all of the sneaker them where people have name, and them don't even watch basketball, and them get all of the fresh things. And if the barrel come and them not take out the things when it reach a wharf and airport and these things, them get iPhone and everything in there. And every barrel kid get Glora evaporated milk and Irish Spring soap. If I lie, me I tell. Text say I lie, me I tell. Other than that, if you dep on TikTok, send me a lie, and if I true, me I tell. If you dep on YouTube, make Walking in the Divine Purpose tell you about the GoFundMe account or the Zelle, and you tell me say I'm a lie. But anyway, look, everybody's like, I set your favor. Yeah, and these kids, it meant that for generations, including from Windrush time, persons in the Caribbean and in third worlds would migrate to first world countries for a better life. In some instances, a lot of times people flee not through the usual ports, but even enter to the country illegally because they're escaping persecution. Whether you were Muslim, whether you were from Sudan, whether you was from Eswatini, whether you were from Sri Lanka, whether you were from Zimbabwe, whether you were from the state of Portmore, or even if it was 2010 when the Republic of Tivoli had a horrible experience during the state of emergency under the leadership of the Honorable Bruce Golding, and the Republic of Tivoli was invaded. Whether you were from any of I don't ready to bring Haiti in yet, but whether you were from any country, America, let me tell you something. You see, America are the place where you go and you get for work 10 jobs, and then you get for drive a GLE, and then when after 3 years you just take all a vacation, you rack up your vacation day, and you just take $3,000 and you get a cheap Spirit airline ticket, and you come to Jamaica and you just look up and you say, man, is the Blue Mountain still in Jamaica? I've been working so hard over there in America. I wonder if Tay still have a party, and if Skateland is still there. I wonder if Skateland is still in Halfway Tree. You know what I'm saying? and I'm gonna just splurge. And when I go to Rosalie party on the 26th, I'm gonna just buy everybody a Heineken or one of those beers. I don't know what y'all drink because where I'm from, I only use Budweiser and Corona, but I haven't drunken any Corona beer since COVID. And they when when my $3,000 done, I'm gonna go back because I can't take the begging from the people down there. And then when they go to the party, when them there Rosalie party, and they say, I feel for a little jerk chicken, because I'm from America. I left Jamaica about 3 years ago, and because my 90-day fiance never knew I was gonna leave, what I did was I just got my green card and thing, and as I got it and I signed it, I pack up my things and leave. And he said, slow down, America, you there, England. And he said, just hurry up, mate. I'm trying to make my point, man. Blood, what's wrong with you, man? And he said, so where you there? Yeah, I live in Florida, mate. What are you doing? Accident them get confused. And then radam, when the pan chicken man say, oh, Florida, you come from $7,500 for your leg on time. You say, let me tell you something. You know hard me work. You know how much toilet me clean and you try to take me money? Let me tell you something, man. Come down now. Because you must take me for either. I make me have to show you my paper and make you know, say, oh, Tivoli me come from. Anyway, I hope I make my point. Because somebody said no, bruv. Because right there and then, because them can style you till I can tell you lots of stories about trying to get lychee. And once them know you're MP, the money, the lychee, a pound go from 1,500 to 7,200 for a pound of lychee. But anyway, point I'm making is this. We go for a better life. The immigrant has the families, sometimes one child. Just take one child out of a family from the country who grew up in a house with 9 people. One of them get a bus, whether it was a farm card or anything, and the ambitious one take up 36 of them family members and carry them go foreign and a better life run. And generations plant them seed in other countries, whether it be UK, US, or Canada. But understand this, man, we are a generation of nomadic and nomadic people. We were taken from Africa like buffalo soldiers, stolen from Africa in the heart of the Americas, the Caribbean, the West Indies are part of the Americas. Know your history and do not be geographically confused, because we are still suffering from the remnants of post-traumatic slave syndrome as Black people. So no matter what the program is, once they start to move your brothers and sisters around like cattle and put them at different levels, it becomes problematic. The system of slavery still exists. And I'm taking it there because it is a very difficult conversation, because your leaders are not as strong as and powerful as you think. And we it's good to say, yo, hold it, man, hold it, my brothers and sisters, because it's not easy from Gaston Brown to St. Kitts to Ecuador to Antigua and Barbuda. I said that already done. From anywhere, from Rwanda, which had a failed TCN agreement with the United Kingdom that was shut down because Rwanda never have a problem for take everybody and then send you back. Yeah? And this is the reality. So I'm not from where I sit going to be disingenuous in what I feel about this arrangement. What I will tell you is the aspects of it that is offensive. Because these days, when this country do certain things, I don't think them have a choice to do the things that them do. And they sometimes one wonders if they get the necessary competent legal advice when we're in law, you can withdraw from a conspiracy, And even in the United States, you one little organization and things now go to, well, you go to the FBI and say, can I tell? Can I snitch? Is this my way to withdraw from the conspiracy? Well, this is a conspiracy that is set to disenfranchise all sorts of people. And it's not that, even if let's say let's say our prime minister is a wicked man, which I don't believe he is. Yes, let's say him is so wicked that him say, TCN, yeah, bring the wall of them. How much money you give me? All right, talk to the deputy prime minister and call Miss Marks. Miss Marks is always on the mark. Get a deal. Make we get a good money and just take everybody, because the people them down there, them never want to work anyway. So all of the people them where they are India and Asia, and them wear glasses and look like them know for use computer and trapped and all of them something there. Let them come in and take all of the work them so we can build some roads. Because Nara need competent workers and Jamaica have none. Let's say he thinks like that. And I don't believe he thinks like that, because the Prime Minister of Jamaica is not a wicked man. Okay? I don't care what nobody say. In fact, I don't think there's not one person in church, no minister of religion has the moral turpitude that Andrew Holness has. So I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if it's not so and I am wrong, then I'm wicked. That's a matter for public, not one for me. And I will say that he says, Jamaica Constitution, we not even look upon that, because we soon change that. International law, Conventions 1951, Article 33, Article 3, crimes against torture. Yeah? Where that go? We're going to just do what we are doing. Let's just say him say that. One of the things is that we have people who live in Jamaica. For instance, you know that things change? Have you not seen that life is hard? Why would you want to go and spend your money down abroad? You rich you? Well, you spend the whole of it abroad. You squandered your money and you're about to live like dog. So you see, all those boys that get deported and come down in one pants, you are a broke pocket person and win a response. And they deport you to the Haram barracks. And when you're there foreign, you thought that you were important. Yes. So that's you and your mama business. So because of that, and the irony is that the author of that person was also deported. But proof that deportation is just one aspect of it. The person who was the author of that is in foreign right now. So immigration law is to do one particular thing and one particular thing only. Let's make that clear. It is to prevent people from straining the system and depriving the people in the country from being and stopping people from being disenfranchised. The conduct and actions of Donald Trump is to preserve America for the Americans, born and raised, and the people who voted for him to make America great again. Him no business about no ticky. Him no business with no third world people who come from a cesspool country. And as his state person, Mr. Rubio said, America has to get rid of all of disgusting, despicable criminals who should never be in America, and you have to throw them anywhere you can because they are pressuring the system and preventing Americans from striving. Now I'm going to tell you something that is you may find to be most hypocritical. But Jamaicans who would have left here years ago, who have become Americans, are complaining that the despicable immigrants are coming into the country America, to which they are citizens of, and depriving them of work and a proper life. They even take issue with Jamaicans coming over there and ghettoizing the United States. And although they were from Jamaica one time, they can't understand what's going on in Jamaica, and how could they come over to America where we are and behave like that? So Donald Trump has to send them back. That's why they're Republicans right now. So now that you understand that each person has to do what is for the greater good of their country and push their policies. When you're the big dog, you can do that. So if Trump said take them, the Caribbean countries are taking them because they have to. Yeah, because you see, you could be anything you want. You could do anything you want and be anybody in this country. But me can tell you, enough people, status don't mean nothing to them if them can't go foreign. And that's a conversation to have. But more than that is, after understanding that, I have concluded that the seminal issue with the TCNs is simply this: a major disruption, a significant pivot in the life, culture, religion, existence, economy, opportunity, capacity, ability, yeah, chance, where life equals chance, time plus chance created, is thrown in a ripple effect when a different, unknown X factor has come into play. Because I must confess, I took a journey to Canada, and the experience was one that was shocking, because I was in Toronto and had to be, as a tourist, and a member of parliament, somebody very important in the country from whence I came, that to pull me to the side and says, do you know the Europeans, they're pickpocket. Do not be fooled, because they are of white skin and they will pick your pocket. And if you don't watch yourself, if you try to defend yourself, you'll be stabbed. Because you see, these immigrants, they have overrun Canada in such a way that when you go to Toronto, you don't even know that it's a white place. And you have to be pulled to the side and told, and they use words. Is there I go and learn the word tiki tiki. Ask Tanisha B on the TikTok. Is there I learned the word tiki tiki. But I'm a human rights attorney, and I have a little bit more understanding, and I appreciate discrimination from wherever it come from. So you see this thing called race in North America. Race is the color of your skin, but in Europe, race is the country that you come from. So nobody in a race is against Jamaicans, them races against a classes, the classes part of it. Jamaica sits in a different context by itself, because everything Ironman, and as long as you're famous and as long as you're ambitious, is a different thing for you. But what I can only start by saying is that people, remember, our mothers, mine literally, because foreign she live now and she a US citizen, and my brothers, big up Zambo And my family, they are in the United States, and I will declare my hand right now and deport me come to Jamaica. Oh my God, in one pants. And if it were not for Zambo that brought a suitcase with brand new clothes, I would only have one pants. The embarrassment to be a deportee, I must tell you. I could write a book on the experience because I was broke and I had no money and nobody responds. Yes? And, there was nothing worse than coming down as a deportee and having an accent and saying, but is the Blue Mountain still there? Because I don't understand what's going on, man. Where's the Blue Mountains? In what state is the Blue Mountain? And I said, we don't have state, my youth. I said, yeah, I ain't got a base, but I'm trying to drink a bag juice, And they say, yeah, man, no feel away, man. One bag juice, one bag juice, Mr. B. And back then, yeah, man, $7,500 for your bag juice. I'm going to say, what you feel like? How you take me for? And the experience is humbling and most embarrassing. So while we have the conversations about TCNs and deportees, and I'm going to wait till the next hour to bring in the Haitians, we forget of the human right aspects and that we are living, breathing entities and beings, products of God, the Most High, who go through the most humiliating experiences from our own kind. The most shameful thing is when you're down and out and people are kicking you. And I can tell you, when I heard them on the radio today, a human being who I am 100% sure has never had a conversation with me is talking to Simon on the radio and talking about me. And is upset about my accomplishments, especially as a deportee, and why I cannot escape the conversation, is to end this segment to say that when we lack compassion, when we lack empathy, we miss where the conversation is supposed to be. Because let me tell you something before we go to the break. No matter who you are, it happens to the best of us. And the persons who are TCN, they don't want to come here. So when we say we don't want them here and where them are doing, they don't want to be here. None of them don't want to be here. You're bright and you're out of order. It's a system. The system, a style other people. But we're at the top of the hour, and I want to say that we have some bills to pay on Reggae Global Radio and Best FM 100. Stick around. Showing about my video where Reese, big up Reese, because Reese edit wickeder than any other edit.
Isaac Buchanan. Greatness.
That is not your mother's hill. Pick up yourself.
Yeah. If Isaac wanted, then he will have it. You are destined, you are magic. It was written once you spoke.
I make this contribution in the spirit of opposition that this House should aspire to. Not opposition for its own sake, but opposition that holds government to account, offers a credible alternative, and stands ready to partner where the national interest demands. The government speaks of transformation, but transformation is not measured in press conferences. It is measured in the life of a child. And by that measure, too many of our children are being left behind in plain sight. I am overwhelmed because me did think them not like me, but them love me. So they can't trick me no more after today because they show up for me. And that is the type of spirit that East Portland has. Does the young man in Manchester, the young woman in Granville have a real reachable route from where they are to a job, a skill, or a business of their own? It requires us to stop treating youth crime purely as a policing problem when it is at its root an opportunity problem.
Wasn't given no wits in it. The kind of energy you got is scare.
I'm not sure if the Minister of Justice appeared before the King's Council before, and I did some research, but not so. The opposition's position, stated plainly by our leader, is that it should be 2 instead of 1. Well, that time has come for all decolonization, to free ourselves of the crown while keeping a British court as our court of last resort is to change the symbol and keep the substance. A nation should be asked to complete its independence in installments, deferring the most practical act of sovereignty, control of our own final justice. So a phase that may never come. Phase 2 is where good intentions go to wait.
Smoke, you breathe in greatness. I said this licking greatness. It wasn't given no.
Decolonization that does not reach the poor is decoration. I'm going to repeat for emphasis. Decolonization that does not reach the poor is decoration. Let that sink in.
I just want to congratulate Isaac Buchanan on his excellent inaugural presentation in the sectoral debate today.
Everything you're gonna get.
This message is for Mr. Isaac Buchanan. You have my full support. I am so happy and grateful for you, and I do wish you all the very best.
This is Honorable Squid, and I'm here bigging up the one and only Isaac Buchanan. You don't know I represent Portland, and I'm from St. Thomas, so we have to big up with neighbors.
Manly Augustus Buchanan, you hearing me? No go on so Chucky, no go on so, because you know that Chucky no lucky. Human rights must never be seen as an ostrich with his head in the sand. It is not a strategy, but rather screams danger. Chucky, you're looking lucky.
He touched on a number of critical issues, highlighting human rights and youth issues, and also constitutional reform and the position that the People's National Party has taken, which is a principled position, and he articulated it very convincingly today. So I have to give him particular kudos for that. So big up Isaac, keep up the good work. One love.
Right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. Right, it's all in line. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in line. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
And welcome back to Context Matters. The date is June 25, 2026. If you join me from Reggae Global Radio, big up yourself. The time is now 6:07. If you're joining me from Best FM 100, do not be frustrated by traffic in the Kingston and metropolitan area.
Just go and listen to Isaac Buchanan, and we are talking about what is going on with the TCN youth, human rights, the people versus the state. And we're talking about deportees, importees, and the state of affairs in relation to how people are to be treated, whether government decides to do it or not. We lead by example and through human rights. And the Constitution is the dawn of all dawns. We are to treat people with empathy, compassion, and most important, maintain and sustain human dignity. If you join in from TikTok, continue to tap up the screen and share the live and share the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And if you are here on YouTube, big up yourself. Walking in Divine Purpose is our moderator on TikTok, Tanisha, Verona, Zambo, Insta Nanny, Samantha, Gardner. Listen, and the list goes on. Want to say, somebody said, I thought you were coming to Canada. But I've never been to Canada in my life, I always had a dream to go to Canada. And let me tell you something. It is the dream of so many Jamaicans to go to foreign. So that's why this conversation is so important, because while there are persons saying that all they want for Christmas is their two front teeth, all people want 365 days a year is a visa. Them books so they can go foreign. And them don't care that Trump is deporting people. Long as they let me in, me is going. There are people that say, me don't care nothing about CPN and VPN and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. All I want in life is just to go foreign. So you must know how bad I did want to go Canada. Bad, poor. Bad. Just ask Queen her album out right now, open the buy it. But for those of you who do not know, Nordia Mother's Hill is an artist from Not Nice. I'm telling you the story about her because this is a Jamaican female artist who has impacted my existence, and I discovered her by mistake. And here's why I say mistake. So here I was going to the Patriots conference, and after letting everybody at the conference know that I'm a German fan, and the party leader, Mark Golding, and the general secretary, Dayton Campbell, talking about them in Brazil. Even the president of the women's movement, Patricia Duncan Sutherland, says she's a Brazil fan. So you must know how me vex, because everybody love Brazil. I think the whole of Jamaica is Brazil fan. That's probably why them always bad mind Jamaica, and Jamaica can't get for go World Cup, because all of the fan them in Jamaica, all them do are just love Brazil. And just through Messi win one little World Cup now, everybody are Argentina fan. Well, let me tell you something about Germany. What is it, Germany? And hold on, did I lose my train? What was talking about again? Were we talking about the fact that Germany is going to win the World Cup, or we're talking about something else? Yeah, so then right after that, Dadishka Williams said, listen, no man, Popcorn album release, Nothing Without God is happening tonight. I'm going to say, yeah, but man, I forgot it, man, because you see me, one thing about me, no follow this thing about MP and TikTok and ting. You see, once dance I keep, me after that. That's why me I got there Rosalie party Friday night. Me don't care when nobody wants set. Yeah. So me never miss a dance from it to keep. Just ask anybody who put on dance. Any would dance, round robin, night, day, night, any party. Me no miss party. All me do is work hard and go up on TikTok, and once them send me the lions and tigers and bear, me buy clothes, call me after there. Every party, not to mention a Rosalie party. So anyway, me go a popcorn party. And we there wait for popcorn, because I'm going to do a live set. I'm going to tell you something. A big man ball game. I know every artist can do a live set. You have to be a real artist we can do a live set when you hear the music come on and you hear the drum go boom boom boom, and then the guitar go fing fing fing, and then you hear ding, ding, and the horn and everything, and then you hear I pray thee, and you sound like Big Youth, and him say, why you do it, Chucky? Don't do it, man, because you know say Chucky no lucky. Big up Big Youth, because him always go live. Anyway, and then there was one artist, and I'm in the crowd. I have to tell you this story, and I just have to listen to it. It's context matter. And I'm standing there, and I have witnesses. I was there with the PNP executive and members of the Patriots and stuff like that. And the artist just come on and him start sing, and me and him I make four, and the artist I say, MP fix the road, fix the road, or something like that. I don't remember. And then he went on to the next song, and he was like, life did a go on good, but the MP don't give it water. MP. And I was like, I just feel so offended. So, you know, right there and then it was like, it felt like a setup, but I wasn't the only MP there, but it just felt like he was talking to me, especially because MPs don't fix road. It's NARA fix road. So if you're having a problem, you don't have roads, NARA will fix it. You don't have water, NARA. You don't have light, NARA. You don't have internet, NARA, not Starlink. Do you have food in your house? NARA is the solution for you. Does your school fee need pay? NARA will contribute to you. Do you have a bank issue? Are you getting a gun at the FLA? NARA is your solution. Contact NARA today. The president of NARA is the Major Attorney General. He was a former. Conditions apply. So anyway, I'm there and not feeling so good about the fact that this artist, who I don't even remember his name because him style the thing I talk about, MP, dirty MP. And then this beautiful lady came on the stage, and the song just was like, and it was just hitting. And I'm telling you, she's giving you good content, good music, and her cadence. It captivated my soul, and I look at everybody and I said, I'm beaming this artist because I'm in love with her voice and in love with her music. And I was an instant fan, and I listened, not just heard the music, I listened because I said to how this artist is going to be the next big thing out of Jamaica, I need to know the words as if I was listening to my favorite artist, a Janet Jackson, a Beyonce, Alkali. Yeah, for the one thing me know and me understood. When girl good, a Vibes Cartel. I saw them stay a long time. This stay long time. This ain't gonna time long time. Yeah, but you get that. You get where I'm going. And the reality is, I learned the song right there and then she had a sing along section, and I was like, cause I am who I am the I am who I am. And it was just me one singing, and then she said, oh, thank you, Isaac. And I was like, ah! And start scream like a fan. And they never let me backstage because I'm an opposition MP and Babsy was there. So when you're in those spaces and the Honorable Olivia Grange is there, you're really nobody. So I was like Tiana Taylor, who when Knicks win, she was trying to get on stage, but she divorced Iman Shumpert, and they was like, we're not letting you in, your style a styler. And she was embarrassed. So was I. And I said to everybody, come, we're leaving. And then so that's what happened. And then there goes the story of Nordia Mother's Hill, a very good artist. I invite you to try to find out who she is. She is going to do great for Jamaica. Don't wait until she's winning a Grammy to say, oh, I want to weed that, because she's there and she's putting out the music. She needs the support. I'm going to just say that because that's how it's on my heart to say it. And she did a dub plate for me, and I just feel so special. And I'm so special, so special, so special. I'm so special, so special, so special. But me not drink liquor, so me not drink special. But anyway, you get it. Anyway, so back to the conversation now. There are some things that I want to share with you. And if you would permit me to do so, let me do that right now. So, if you didn't see all angles last night, that would have been because the match was on and therefore you wouldn't have seen it. So the MOU that Jamaica has signed on June 10th is built upon a policy that a federal district court has already declared unlawful. So Jamaica is a prospective participant in an unlawful policy. We already talked about Orville Etoria, and he was deported to Eswatini. One of the things that I'm going to say is that since the signing of the MOU on June 10th, Jamaicans were deported to St. Kitts. Jamaicans were deported to St. Kitts under the third country national arrangement. So the real issue or the real thing is this: why are we accepting TCNs when we aren't keeping track of our Jamaicans? And with the same urgency and vigor that the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith would have done to get back Ettore from Eswatini, that she hasn't responded in relation to the Jamaicans who were deported to St. Kitts, and God knows where else other Jamaicans were supported. A lot of the Jamaicans who obviously has not come back are because many persons who are being removed from America have viable, credible asylum cases. And I can tell you, in Jamaica, there are persons who have run off and cannot come back to Jamaica because guess what? They'll be murdered. And I'm not talking about from the JCF. I'm talking about bad man want to hurt them. And in this country, it's not easy to be protected from people who want to hurt you. It's easy to become a statistics. But in other country too, crime and violence and religious thoughts, ideas, belief, and conscience will cause you to be executed for different reasons, whether by the state or by bad man. Now, the context then is that the Trump administration has already, through the third-party nationals, deported 19,000 persons, right, to 23 destinations, as in 23 countries. Equatorial Guinea, Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, Rwanda, and a lot of these, you see, these refugees and stuff like that, they are, if they are to return to their country of origin, they would be persecuted. And that's why the UK-Rwanda relationship failed, because the courts would have said that Rwanda didn't have the structure. So while it is that the United States, they can do whatever they want. And let's just say that even if Trump doesn't respect the courts, he's the president of the United States, and he would have put most of the judges who are now on the Supreme Court, the final court in the United States, is Trump put them there. And unlike in Jamaica, where you know for sure the political ideologies of the judges in the United States, it's not so in Jamaica. But the good thing about the courts in Jamaica is that judicial independence is something that is demonstrated from time to time. The doctrine of separation of power. Let me tell you something. It has shamed the Jamaican government so many times that the people will say the entire judicial system is a PNP system. And me can tell you, say nothing don't go so, because as a PNP, Judge Naram for blam you up day in, day out. Them could have stayed some Monday. Cause we are marching on to progress, and Monday morning them rule against you. Judicial independence is uncontested in this country, whether you believe it or not. And that's why when judges rule how they rule, then cuss them and say them an idiot judge Monday morning, and then Tuesday them say, yes, judge, you did the right thing, because the court of public opinion is just that one court that if you follow them, you become the man on his donkey. But the MOU arrangement is that the US proposes to on a case-by-case basis, 72 hours before arrival, Jamaica will know the type of person coming to Jamaica. They would have 36 hours to review the flight manifesto and approve or reject cases. So when a flight is coming, they can say, we don't want them people there, but we will take these. Jamaica, then when these deportees arrive at the Norman Manley International Airport, they are accompanied by the DHS personnel. Deportees would not be placed in detention. This is significant, though no housing arrangement has been determined. Since then, we hear that there's a big house in a St. Mary in our community between Western St. Mary and Central St. Mary. Them are going to stay there, and are just 25 of them at any given time. So they're not going to be put in any of the dirty prisons in Jamaica, not fit for human detention. Deportees, and context matters. The dirtiness is because of these prisons being around from the 17 and 1800s. Deportees would not compensation arrangement remain unresolved. What we are hearing from the Deputy Prime Minister is that these persons will America will be paying for them ticket and flight arrangements. So it's likely that they come on the White Bird, because the Federal Bureau of Prisons, or ICE, them have one white plane. And plus Spirit Airlines lockdown, so whole heap of plane there if we move around. It's the MOU expressly states that it creates no legal right or obligation under international or domestic law, including in respect of the disbursement or obligation of funds. So either party may terminate the arrangement upon 90 days written notice through diplomatic channels. Important to note that there is no end date to this policy. One can only assume that maybe things change at the end of the current administration's tenure. I already told you about the UK-Rwanda relationship, so I don't have to get any deeper than that is concerned. But what they spoke about is that under international law, and I'm going to take the time out to read this. A receiving state designated as a safe third country must, as a matter of international law, guarantee, hear this, that persons transferred will not be persecuted or subjected to torture. So Jamaica must be able to guarantee that the persons that are sent here won't be subject to persecution or torture, right? That they will have access to a full, fair, and effective asylum determination procedure, that they will not be subjected to arbitrary detention, and that they will be provided with adequate conditions pending determination of their status. So it's a transit arrangement. You can't lock them up, you can't persecute them, and you can't torture them. So if the people who are sent here cannot go back to their country of origin because of torture and persecution, they're stuck here in Jamaica. And it means that they're going to apply for asylum, and it's a case-by-case basis. But the thing about it is an application for asylum to a person who cannot go back to their country, which is the dilemma that the United States is facing, because knowing that under their CAT agreement, crimes against torture, they simply can't send back the person or they'll breach international law. So when they come to Jamaica, if Jamaica can't send them back, they're going to have to stay here. And now that they're here, they're it's a new culture for them, and they will introduce also cultural practices that we're probably not practicing here. And I would have always stated, because I like the fact that if anybody has ever been discriminated against, it would be me. There are persons who will never forgive me for having 2 convictions. In fact, they think I'm the scum of the scum and the lowest of the low and shouldn't exist in this society called Jamaica because of my antecedents. They equate antecedents only with convictions. So as long as you're not convicted, you can be anything. I don't need to give you the gambit of crimes people commit without convicting and what it exposes Jamaicans to, in the absence of a knowledge of modus operandi and propensity to do things that we know nothing about. Right? Now, I told you about the Etoria case and the policy. I think the conduct and actions of the foreign minister in retrieving a citizen from a country that they never intended to go was remarkable and valiant. It just seems like a lapse in judgment to be caught up in this situation. And so I don't know how to really comment on it. So the constitutional and moral significance for Jamaica's decision, I can only tell you, it has to be confronted by Parliament for the following reasons. This is my submission to you. Jamaica fought to bring Orville Etoria home because it was the right and necessary thing to do. Parliament should now ask, is Jamaica prepared to become the Eswatini in this arrangement for someone else's citizen? If the answer is yes, no problem. The persons to be sent to Jamaica under the MOU are in structurally identical circumstances to Etoria. They have no ties to Jamaica. They have not chosen to come here. They have no legal status here, and the MOU explicitly creates no legal obligation on either government respect of their welfare. So, if Jamaica accepts persons under this arrangement and those persons are then detained, mistreated, or rendered stateless on Jamaican soil, Jamaica, not the United States, will bear international legal responsibility for those violations, given that the U.S. has contractually disclaimed liability. So what that means then is that Jamaica, when they fall into human rights breaches, and you have Amnesty International and the UN and the human rights overseeing bodies, it is Jamaica who will get sanctioned. It is Jamaica who will have a problem. And remember, the Minister of Justice declared that Jamaica don't have a new human rights problem. That was a notice to all of Jamaica that Jamaica can accept nationals, Jamaica can do everything because we don't breach human rights in Jamaica. And any Jamaican that ever said their human rights was breached, allow not tell. I don't know if I stop tell life on government. Just very despicable. Jamaica has no human rights problem, if you believe so. So the moral incoherence of Jamaica seeking the return of its own citizen from Eswatini while simultaneously agreeing to replicate that arrangement for others is not merely a reputational risk, it is a failure of the principles Jamaica correctly invoked to secure Etoria's return. So Parliament should be in no doubt. The MOU Jamaica has been presented with is a derivative of the exact policy that produced the Etoria situation. So entering it signals that Jamaica regards the treatment of Etoria received as a permissible model and merely with a change in the flag flying over the receiving country. This country has an attorney general. This country must have received advice from the attorney general. The attorney general taught me in law school. I know the attorney general is most erudite, and we wait to hear what his decision was, what his advice was, and I think they at this point, what the gripe is that the opposition is a part of His Majesty's Parliament. This is an issue of national importance. While it is that MOUs and stuff like that is a matter of national security and cabinet can make all decisions that it wants, this is one of constitutional importance. The effect of it has implications for housing for Jamaicans, persons displaced post-Melissa. Persons are being invited to now live in container homes, and one wonders if because Jamaica has decided to adopt children not born here, possibly because of low birth rate and possibly because of worthlessness of Jamaicans who refuse to be skilled trained, as according to the government, we don't have specialist workers, and in any event had to go to several meetings. The Honorable Audrey Marks was sent to several meetings to try to get workers of competence coming to the Jamaican space, because you see, Jamaica has a lot of jobs. There is not a job problem in Jamaica. Unemployment rate is down. And you see, because these Jamaicans, all they want to do is go on TikTok, and all they want to do is to trouble Rosalie on TikTok and fight her out after she have our most unique relationship with her husband Akeem. And people from all over the world, TCNs, decide that they want to trouble her and take her man. And nobody doesn't do anything else in life. Nobody want anything out of life as a Jamaican. So you tend to realize that this government has to no longer think about the 1970s and 80s and move into modern society, and they have to get persons from elsewhere because they are genetically predisposed to be trained, because Jamaicans, notwithstanding heart and things like and Heart Trust, NSTA, and the University of the West Indies and Micro Teachers College, and because of the modern times and because the government is not providing tablets for students so that they can come into the digital space and that they can deal with the digital economy and learn how to be how to monetize them space in the creative industries. They have to get people from outside. And so that's possibly what is happening here. And if anybody has missed my sarcasm, let me just put it apart of the recording so that when they cut this up, they don't say I me say so. Because we also are obligated to learn the Queen's English. So the people out there who are stuck on Patois and Jamaican language, you do that in your own time, but you must come and pass English and be like the students who pass English and maths in PEP. You have people leaving primary school that pep up and ready to take on all the jobs in this country because the people who exist now just can't do it. And so if the unemployment rate is bad, it's not because we don't have jobs, it's because we cannot do the job. And then people want to complain about minimum wage and people want to complain about work. So all these things conflate, and people must understand that these are the reasons why nobody told you about the TCN deal. And this has nothing to do about what America's intentions are. This has to do with the receiving end, the Jamaica and its structure. And the legal question is whether or not Jamaica has the capacity to participate in the TCN arrangement with the United States. The United States has the resources and the capacity to give. Whether or not Jamaica has the capacity and the structure, laws, ability, and capacity to participate in the arrangements with the United States. Because I can tell you, ain't nothing like when you rent a car and you lick up the car. And one of the renter man knows say the car get lick up, and the car, if the insurance ever find out say you drive it and your driver's license now 1 year. But the renter man say you can drive here, yes, rent the car, give me, and you take the people them car, and say yeah, no good. Say you buy a license because in the system no upgrade yet. So, you can't buy a license now, but back then, and you buy a license, and so you go and you drive on the Jamaican roads. And the roads are very good. There are no potholes in the Jamaican roads. Jamaica don't have a human rights problem, and Jamaica don't have a road problem. So all these roads, that road, carpet, and you don't know to drive. And you take the people them car, you enter into an arrangement and an agreement, and you take on where you can't handle. Yeah? It coming like, and then when things go bad, you start to make up excuses. Well, it's the same way when you look at work and them say, you can do sign language. You say, yes, I speak 7 sign languages. And them say, and you speak any other language than the 7 sign language. And you say, yes, especially a mente. Yeah? And them ask you, you understand St. Elizabeth Patois? And you say, yes, my mother come from Clarendon and I used to go down to St. Elizabeth from time to time, and I know to speak the St. Elizabeth Patois. And they say, you know a little German, and you say, yes, my prime minister's favorite team is German, and the member of parliament from Portland Eastern German is his team too. So I speak that, and I have an auntie that her favorite team is very messy. So I speak messy too. And you see a little Portuguese too, because my favorite team is from Brazil, so I speak several languages and 7 sign languages. And then them say, I'm going to give you the work. And as soon as you get the work, them say, bossy, the plane land with the TCN, 7 of them are from Brazil, 8 of them are from Germany, the other 22 that come, because the flight did double book, so 2 plane land, because Spirit Airlines is no more, and your maths is no good, so you're going to have to translate. The people that speak 7 different sign languages are in room 1, and the people from Brazil are over there, so translate for them and tell you what you want, and here you come back and say, I have spoken to all 48 persons that just land, and them say they want KFC. So go down, go right on the roundabout, order 121 piece barbecue. Some of them say them have indigestion, so tell the woman down there using the patois, say, don't put no spicy chicken, it's just 32 original and 21 piece of barbecue, because all of the people, the 58 of them from the 2 planes that land from the MOU and the TCNs, all of them want KFC. Them no know say Island Grill there. Them no know say juicy beef there. Them no know. You understand? Them no know about Boston jerk, because you never know me. They got talk about the Haitian. The reason why the Haitians come to Portland is because whether it's Pantheon Park or Mansion Hill, after you make the journey come to Jamaica, the only type of chicken that will resuscitate the rigorous trip is some chicken from Boston Jerk, because when them cook the Boston Jerk chicken, pork smoke got left on it. So all of the rest of them, when say them not eat pork and them take chicken from Boston Jerk, is chicken in pork smoke. And the Haitian them know that. Say if you get some Boston Jerk chicken with the pork smoke on it, with a little susumba, then can't send you back. The deputy prime minister cannot find you if you touch pan Portland and you reach Boston Jerk first. But when I try to tell the translator that he must tell the Haitians them in their language, all him says, "Ça passe, bafoule." That's all him, no know nothing else. All him ever do was listen to the Fugees in Fame Life when him lie about him capacity. Well, so it is that the government of Jamaica, that we don't have an asylum legislation. We have a policy that deals with this on a case-by-case basis, but I can tell you, asylum seekers from Haiti, they make a fictitious fictitious differentiation between TCNs and Haitians by saying they entered this land illegally, like so many Jamaicans who entered America illegally. Immigration policy is that human rights is to be the foundation, human dignity, while you investigate. And asylum cases are real. What has happened to Haiti for so many years is that when people get here, especially women and children, there has to be some form of compassion and empathy. So while it is that the TCNs come and they don't burn the vessel that brings them, they certainly burn the ones that bring the Haitians, and they detain them and they put them in inhumane conditions because they're not detaining them in a house designated for asylum seekers. Because we don't have the facilities and the capacity. Because me can tell you, if you ever get the mistake as a woman and get locked up, me no know which jail them are gonna send you. But me know one day a man to go be well up in a one part in a one mountain where way up, where when you reach up there really Westmoreland you reach. Yeah. I me know say Fort Augustus lockdown and it no fix up back, but them carry go a South Camp. And you're there South Camp, but you're not even convicted yet. Enough things. But me not stress out nobody. But to say facilities, humane conditions, we have not ratified the Mandela rules, so nobody cares. Jamaica is doing its best. But I don't know one person where when them say me I carry go somewhere, you say me, deport me, go to Jamaica. But for those who never know, Jamaica nice. So for those who are misguided, I'm going to take the opportunity to tell you that Jamaica is very nice. Because well before Jamaica, I say, you have some people that come from parts of this world where while we did a run go other countries, them was run coming here. And now at them and drive the Range Rover them and at them have the harbor dasheries and I always used to say it. I don't know for the love of me, and this is put in proper context. While it is that you try open a shop and your neighbor them, and if you're PNP, the labor right, them fight you out. And if you're labor right, the PNP, them fight you out. And if you come from Rima Jungle, fight you out. If you come from Waterhouse, Zion, he'll fight you out. If you come from Flankers, Grange, he'll fight you out. If you come from Mansion Hill, Fellowship, fight you out. If you come from Prospect, Port Antonio, fight you out. If you come from Barbados, St. Vincent, fight you out. If you come from Haiti, Harris Chang fight you out. It'll be a fight. But once a Chinese man come here and him open him shop, whether in all the places I tell you, him shop strive. And him shop turn the haberdashery. And him haberdashery turn Price Mart and Megamart. And Megamart and Price Mart turn Amazon. And Amazon turn Starlink. And Starlink turn America. So it is that you make the best of what you have. Find the education in specialist areas. And so all that I've said, the remainder of my time, I will speak about what the future look like for the youth. Because if there ever was a saying that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks, is exactly why I say I am honored and blessed to be the opposition spokesperson on youth. Because the seminal message is to tell young people, don't waste your time. Instead of sitting on TikTok and be a consumer of content and act like Rotten Tomato, pay you for give 5-star review and leave in a comment and talk about the product and talk about who you don't like and who must come off of TikTok because it's not for you. And you're over there and you're not working where you can't send no line and you can't send no gifts. You must be the content creator. You must understand the business of social media. Young people, you must get your tertiary education. And if you fail the first time through the CXC because the maths wasn't mathsing and the English was patois saying, there means that first at once, I never remember the first at time and you don't succeed, because I always make sure say I pass the first time. Because in my life, I would have learned that you have to do your very best so that you can reach your full potential. And the comments I'm making right now is that because Jamaica is for you as a son and daughter of Jamaica. You see, God don't come him send. Because while you are here before your eyes, you will see people who come here. And God bless Jamaica, because when they come here, they are coming. Like Melissa come. When you talk about the TCN, when Melissa come, and people who prayed that it would have just go Portland alone and wipe them out because them ungrateful. When the things them come, it comes. So when God might not come, but him certainly send. And the message is clear. Wake up, Jamaicans. Participate in the race of life. Respect yourself and love yourself. Appreciate that life is something given to us without knowing we are to receive it. If you respect authority, you and the police them more in a no bangarang. And when them come and put you in a bangarang, once you are alive, you can sue them. Yeah? And those of you who have a vision and your parents have a vision for you, sometimes make the parents them wish the best for you. And now when you're worthless, just do what you could have do. So you're worthless like me and say, yeah, I'm gonna be an artist. I don't like school. And your mother say, say you're not nice like your father and your brother them. You say your nose big and you're ugly. You better go on to school. And I said, Mommy, how you traumatizing me like that? She said, you talk about you want to be rapper. Go and give me my degree, and then you can go gallivant like an idiot. You want to see me up at you? I do the school. And them times when you're young, and your professor said, why are you here? I said, I'm only here because my mother here, because I'm an artist. I want to be like big youth when I grow up. But my mother said, I'm ugly, I'm nose big. Teacher laugh, then you do the work, and then you pass, and then you get your education, and then trouble not set like rain. You find yourself sit down in a one prison, and Trump is not even the president yet. Him never have no ambition them time there, but him father did rich, and him did in a Hollywood, while me did there. Well, a place named Pennsylvania. Yeah, man, you end up places you never planned for go. TCN did a run long time before Trump, and you never know you're going to get deported. And if you never get your education and listen to your mother, you couldn't pick up back your life. And if you never have mother and father and there was no foundation in Jamaica, you would have nowhere to come to. And then you would have to hear the Prime Minister say, meet your judge or meet your maker, because if you think you come here with your criminal, nasty self, dirty deportee, boy, you make a sad mistake, because our JCF body camera, no camera, we're going to take you out. Because you is a deportee and them send you away from big bad America. And then all of the people, them, all the one who can read and write and don't have no ambition, say, yeah, deportee, you're worse than me, you dirtiness. You're not for there. And then you hear some Miss Matty have our watermelon them, and them say, yes, Miss Matty watermelon, Miss, guess who take it? The deportee. Yeah, light gone, who take it? The deportee. Yes, the Aki on the Governor General's tree is missing. Who take it? The deportee. Melissa blow down everywhere. Who take it? The deportee. But you see, this government, this Jamaica Labour Party knew that the deportees were going to do everything. And so they created NARA. So was your watermelon missing? NARA is going to fix it. Did the Aki from the Governor General's tree got missing? NARA is going to fix it. Yes, man. Light gone? Don't worry. NARA is going to work for you. TCNs are here. Why are you complaining? NARA is the solution. They will build the houses that is necessary if the TCNs want to stay. NARA got you. So stop worrying about anything that is happening. The only thing you should be worried about in relation to the TCNs is that the government has not included you as a citizen of Jamaica. But just remember, your exclusion Whether you are erudite and educated and think you're bright, you chose Jamaica at the expense of Jamaicans. And it is an error, not in math, but in English language, that somebody did not realize that Jamaica is not the people. Jamaica is the island. And if you ever want to be chosen as a Jamaican, you are going to have to choose Jamaicans. You're going to have to choose yourself. You're going to have to ensure that the leaders that you choose respect you enough to include you. And those who are academics and actually have the ability. And I stood in Parliament and I said it. We were on the road to republic with the most erudite constitutional mind in modern society. Dr. Lord Barnett, his legacy was supposed to be his contribution to Jamaica becoming a republic. A team so brilliant that it would be intimidating to sit in that room. And contributions by the very man who can write the Constitution by himself. And in the middle of the night, he was disrespected by constitutional amendments without his participation. You must understand, it is the simple fact that to be somebody in this country is simply to be included. All if you're not teeth. Because I promise you this, I can tell you, I walk the road as a politician, and it behooves me to know that as a human being that love everybody, you have to talk to everybody. And so the man when no teeth, and the woman when no beard, and the man we can't read, and the man we can't write, you want to see some of the prettiest people, they no hug like me. And some of them now sit down and ground like me. But you want to see how when them want you vote. Them say, hi, yes, man, how you doing? No, man, you can talk patois to me, man. What you say? Imbeng gudeng the way? And then put it in them iPhone 17. Imbeng gendeng gudong the way. And them say, yes, man. Yes, man, a rum and a boom for you, man. Buy it for him, man. Rum and boom. Yes, oh my God. Yes, oh my God. Yeah, that's how them behave. And then when you give them the mandate, they say, why are you calling me? Did I not give you a rum and boom? I can't, no man, go to the dentist, man. You can't come into my office and you don't brush your teeth. Don't you know I'm from Upper St. Andrew? Don't you know that Chucky is not lucky? Get away, man. Yes, man. And so, did he tell you, choose Jamaica? That's all me I gotta say. So on your mark, get set, go. And if your bill's not paid, you know where to go. But all I can say is in this new dispensation, if it doesn't work, have some faith because Nara will fix it. So although the Minister of National Security and the Deputy Prime Minister had no participation in the deal, and because he is a doctor, he has diagnosed the issue as something workable. Appreciate that this seminal issue for Jamaicans, because me uno no big and bad and uno can't stand up to Trump. In fact, it's enough people did vex with me because me say me like Donald Trump. And them say, how dare you? But you see, politics, you see, is a rough game. And don't think that anybody can stand up to the big bad America. And what they said, the real issue is, you must tell me why we can't stand up. Because you see, when me did in a prep school and Taffy used to give trouble, him have to cause you see through me short, him have to tell me who him a fight, who want beat him up. Because as his bigger brother, me know why you come tell me, say you fight with nobody who is 6'5" and think if him can dump you, can dump me too. So you have to tell me so I have the information, so we have to rally the troops so we don't get dust out. So you have to say, why are we doing a TCN? Is it that we're all gonna lose our visas? because I mean I'll lose my visa because 25 people are come here. Because when me pass Hope Road, sometime 100 people stand up in the line from 6 o'clock in the morning and about 4 people get a visa. So you think me I'm gonna lose my good up visa for people to 25 people are come to Jamaica? You must see mad. Conversations by the people who are selfish and only care about themselves. Because you see, when you're from Upper St. Andrew and you have to be in certain spaces and you gave up all your green card, you don't have any intention of losing the little visa because you want to go to South Beach. Because the Minister of Tourism has not ensured that out at Parati. We don't know if those squatters have moved from Parati and South Beach has come to Jamaica. We don't know if Nara is going to give us the airport at Dover Raceway in Clarendon. Because one thing about having a private jet, and I'm here to tell you, it's 5:57, but I have to tell you this. Today, I was at the Half a Tree Court, and the matter was a little bit extended, and counsel gave me a WhatsApp message and told me one of the most erudite judges was on the bench and wanted my audience. I can tell you it's Justice Pusey. And as soon as I heard and my junior said to me, you are requested in the courts. And I said, oh no, I told the other judge at Halfway Tree, I said, I must go to the other court. And I just told Gardner, I said, you need to gas up the chopper. And I went into the helicopter and we just hovered over and we landed on the roof of the Supreme Court of Jamaica that was reconstructed by NARA. And I'm sure Justice Sykes is pleased to know that when I landed on the NARA constructed Supreme Court of Jamaica and I came down the elevator and it popped me right up into courtroom too. And Justice Pusey said, how did you get here so fast? I said, I used my helicopter. And I said, I figured so. And he said to my junior, you see, you don't get there yet in life. You don't know about the chopper. And I said, that is so. And then he said, the next court date is in September. Are you going to be available? Are you going to use your private jet? And I said, not to worry. Because NARA is going to ensure that the landing strip for the private jet is going to be above King Street, across from the airport. And we're going to land and come to court. We're not going to late for court again because NARA is going to give us everything and the TCNs are going to help us. And that was Context Matters for June 25th, 2026. And if you didn't get it, keep trying. You understand? Because education is a great divider. It is the only way to escape poverty legally. Well, not the only way, because if you're up on TikTok and you have a little buzz like Rosalie, who has her party on the 26th, you have to be there. You have to be there. Be there or be square. That was Context Matters. Have a beautiful rest of the month and see you guys next month.
It took some time to understand, yeah, just what it takes to be a man. Now it seems each day you learn something to make a better way. Growing up ain't just a phase, it's reality. And sometimes it's hard to face the world with your head screwed on. But in time you will see it comes naturally, like the hurt and the pain. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of life, to laugh and to cry. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. But if you need a helping hand, just call on me, I will be your friend. And when it gets hard to face the world with your head screwed on, just tell yourself you can a part of the game. It's all a part of life. To laugh and to cry. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time till you're living a lie. You can make it if you try. You gotta keep on moving on. Don't let no one stand in your way. Gotta keep on pressing on. As we pray for better days, keep it moving. Moving to the next. When they try to bring you down, we gotta take it. Take it to the next level when they come around. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time till you're living a lie. You can make it if you try. Just keep your head up, yeah. Just keep your head up, yeah. Gotta keep your head up, yeah. Cause everything's gonna be alright.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Cause everything's gonna be alright.